In DARFALL, you start with nothing but a keep and a hero, and you must grow your way to victory like any good RTS city builder. You're going to need homes for all your workers and all the usual resource suspects: wood, stone, food. And I know what you're thinking, Zerk, why are you describing Age of Empires? Well, this game is very similar, but the hero is really what makes the difference. You can see my hero even doing some harvesting here. They bring the RPG elements to this game. So here I am, running off, exploring with my hero, taking on a level 1 rat and failing miserably because I'm a squishy wizard. I need to go and heal. But join me as I show you what DARFALL has to offer you. This is a sponsored video, thanks to Paradox Arc for that. Now eventually, after a little bit of healing, I return to deal with my nemesis rat foe. I beat the whiskers off him and level myself up, which now gives me some perk points and abilities to tailor my hero how I'd like. For my abilities, I've got damage spells, I've got support spells. I'm going to take a nice heal here because this is essential for this character, I find. You've also got some perks so you can grow your hero in the way you like. Do you want to make the hero stronger and make them more formidable? Or maybe you want to make them a better harvester so they can support the economy better? Or maybe just support troops? It's up to you. So for now, I've got my hero running around, gathering some food, doing a little bit of exploring. Over here, I find a little orc camp, but they got some iron veins there, so I might need those later. I see another rat to take on, and initially, fear grabs me, but I remember I've got my heal this time. I then find myself a little chest, bust out what's inside, and get myself a tasty new wizard hat. This is another one of the RPG-style elements. You have a little loadout, you can find items, you'll get better ones as you go, making your hero stronger and stronger. Yes. And as I continue to explore, I find myself a nice little energy well. Now, this is a bit of a cheeky trick. You see that purple bar below my obvious health bar? That's my energy. It's almost like my mana that I use to cast spells and stuff, but it's also used for harvesting. So you're kind of limited to how many things you can harvest before you get tired, but stood in an energy well, you've basically got infinite energy, so that means infinite harvesting, at least as long as the tree lasts. Now, DARFALL is a somewhat survival game because we've got to survive for 8 days through both day and night. And naturally, nasty things are coming in the night, so we need to build some lamps, partly for our workers' sake, because when nighttime comes, they are going to work more slowly if they're in the dark, so we got to light them up. It also extends your build radius. So it's starting to get darker now. Nighttime is a-coming. You can see this little clock up the top. The darker yellow segment is where it's starting to get dark. When it hits the black segment, that's when things are going to start coming for us. But hopefully we can survive through the night and get into the next day and do that 8 times to get the victory. These skulls represent the days. Now, naturally, the first day is very easy. Just a few little doggo demon hound things coming for us. So my hero just has to run around and mop them up for now, as I don't have any troops or defenses. And as you can imagine, the nights will get progressively harder, and let me tell you, they do get oh dear. But I should mention that this is the survival mode, which has this big map that you work your way through doing 4-day, 8-day, or 12-day survival missions. There's also 5 different heroes you can play as, each with their own abilities and different playstyles that they bring. There is also a campaign with a story with kind of set-piece missions that you have to figure out, and some pretty hostile biomes as well, like deserts bringing heat waves, or wastelands bringing crappy trees that don't really give you a lot of wood, or icy tundras where farming doesn't really work so well. Now into day 2, and I've built myself a barrack so I can finally get some troops. Gonna start off with just a couple of spearmen, but also important to do, of course, is building defenses. So I'm gonna put up a nice stone wall here. In fact, I'm gonna double it. I find that pretty effective. I do have some pretty nice natural protection here from all this stone around me. The survival maps are generated, so they're different every time, but this protects our east side quite nicely. Now, once you get a few troops, you need to start pushing out and exploring the world and taking out some of the stuff that's there. We got some demons and a little altar we need to destroy here. This land is corrupted, though, so it hurts my boys. Doesn't hurt my hero, though. This is where the little area heal comes in handy, though, to keep them alive. Now, we're doing this for a few reasons. One, to level up my hero and get him stronger. It'll also level up my troops. I might find some items that'll make my hero stronger. We might find some other materials we need, like fur or bone. And more importantly, whenever we kill any of this stuff out here, we get mana orbs. And you see that little circular blue symbol up the top with all the currencies? That blue one is mana orbs, and we need that to recruit workers and troops. So in the day, your hero and your troops will be adventuring out, trying to gather this stuff, trying to find useful bits and bobs, and then at night you need to fall back into your city and defend it. You will also find these demon gates around, and there are 3 of them, and if you can take out all of them, you do win that way, but it's pretty tough. So the knights are coming, and so are the enemies, but as you get the troops, it gets a little bit easier to defend as you build more walls. I can build a ballista, as you can see. So as long as you keep a good pace of economy and production, you should be able to survive each night. But if you fall behind, things might get a little rough, which they might do for me later. We'll see. Now, if we want to advance our peoples, we're going to need more than stone and wood. So we need to get some iron. I've discovered a couple of veins in the regions of an orc camp, so we got to take them out, take out their camp, and then we can build our own damn camp. A little outpost. This will allow us to put some buildings nearby it, which is obviously going to be quarries in our case, so we can get some more workers to mine the iron. It'll also heal us and restore energy, so it's pretty useful to have. I can also drop off supplies there as well, so it saves me having to run all the way back to the keep. Very useful. As far as buildings go, you've got the basic necessities and then some more advanced buildings, which all do feel useful. They all have a purpose that is really going to help. Then, of course, there's figuring out the optimal build order and things like that. So a nice bit of depth to this. You can also upgrade buildings to make them a bit tougher and more resilient to damage, or get them to work a bit faster to increase your output. Now, my starting stone resource ran out, so I had to build an outpost to get some more, but it was attacked by a random wild bear that ended up having a showdown with the ballista I built after it had arrived, and it was a nail-biting fight to see who would win, and they actually traded. The ballista killed the bear. If the ballista hadn't killed the bear, it probably would have destroyed the whole outpost, so well played, ballista. Epic gaming moment. I also managed to take down a spider nest, which is no easy feat, let me tell you. That gave me access to some silver veins so I could mine up some silver and get me various things, including paladins. So I'm going about my business, exploring, building up my city. I've got some new troops here. I've got a berserker with a big axe. He's a good little damage dealer. I've got a knight. They are very tough and tanky. And my hero's been leveling up, getting stronger and stronger. I've been kind of going for an evenish build. I'm currently at day 5, but let's skip ahead to night 6. Oh, let me tell you about night 6, also known as the worst day of my DARFALL life. Now, in hindsight, you can see I've got over 1,000 stone. What I should have done a fair while ago is make another stone block producing building. I've got 2 of them, but obviously stone block, I need that to build my walls and towers, and those are key defensive structures. Now, night 6 begins with a bunch of necromancers coming at me from the northwest. 3 of them. Now, they summon up skeletons, as you can see, and they are a pain in the ass. Ideally, ignore the skeletons, go straight for the necromancer, kill the skeletons later. Otherwise, they just keep spawning skeletons. So, kill the necromancers. There's a lot bunched up, and you can see the little fist symbol above my units. That means they're buffed up by one of my hero's abilities that increases their damage output for a short time. So that's helping us here get through these nice and quick. Nothing else is attacking us in any direction yet. So we dealt with them. Now we're heading over to the northeast side where we got some trouble. I'm building a tower here. These are nice stone towers. They are a key defensive structure and what I should have more of by now with all that stone in my bank. But up to this point, things are going fine. Just a couple of necromancers, a few doggos, nothing we can't handle. Okay, never mind. Here comes 8 massive ogre guys. Oh, scheisse. Now, these big lads, as you can imagine, do a lot of damage. They got some area attacks, and they're tough as balls. So we've got our work cut out for us here. I've got the boys going in, healing them up, trying to survive, frantically trying to build as many troops as I can, which again is another failing. Why haven't I built these troops already, you dick? We're slowly but surely smashing our way through these big ogre boys, but they're not going down easy. They are going to destroy one of our towers here, which is a monumental waste of stone. But the real issue here is that it's taking us so long to get through these that all the other enemies are starting to build up. You can see a necromancer there. There's another 2 coming in from the right. There's stuff coming in down south. But all we can do is keep taking the fight to them. I do have my troops all kind of together as a little death ball, trying to take things out quickly rather than spreading them out all over the place. Got about 15 necromancers over here, I think. We do eventually get control of the situation, though. We get rid of them. We tidy up this northwestern area. Things are looking good. Until I look to the west again. And there's 8 more ogre guys. Yay, we're having a great time. I love fun. And just as I'm mashing my way through them, hey, there's 4 more over in the east. Fantastic. Let's just repair this wall. That'll help. Good one, me. I decide to pick a side and just clear it. I go back to the east because the west side ogres are just mashing on the wall, so it doesn't matter too much. Trying to get rid of these ones before they take out my towers and buildings. But that's the least of my worries with all the other stuff taking out all of my towers and buildings. I'm besieged on all sides over here, but I'm sticking with the plan. Just take down one thing at a time, just focus on it, mash it down, and eventually we'll probably get there. And by the power of my beard, we eventually do. The morning comes. All that we got to do is mop up what's left. The boys are running around trying to clear up. But yeah, let this be a lesson to you. Make sure you always build lots of stone block buildings, because good lord. But the fight continues well into the morning, and I have no idea how I'm going to survive day 7, so we'll leave it there. Hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. This has been DARFALL. The game is out on May 8th. There's a link in the description if you want to find out a bit more. Otherwise, I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the future.